Tennis players have to put up with some very weird rules, like what they can wear while playing at Wimbledon or how they cannot smell the ball while serving. But this one might be the weirdest of them all. In his round of 16 games at the Canadian Open, Casper Ruud was fined for not going to the bathroom. That's right, folks, and we're here to tell you all about it today. So let's get started. First up, Ruud gets fined for not using the toilet. In his game against Roberto Bautista Agut, the 22-year-old won in 3 sets, but the match wasn't without some very hilarious drama. At the end of the first set, which Ruud lost, he took a bathroom break. Pretty normal, right? He went in, changed his clothes, and quickly returned. But when he came back out onto the court, the umpire, Fergus Murphy, said he was in violation of the rules because he didn't actually use the bathroom. Now, it was only a warning, but the young player couldn't believe what he was hearing. It led to a hilarious exchange between the player and the umpire. Ruud asked what he was supposed to do if he needed to change his underwear. Should he have done it on the court? But Murphy told him that it was called a bathroom break. It was in the rules that if he used that, he needed to use the amenities as well, or at least pretend to. Who came up with this rule? We just want to talk. Up next, what does the fine look like? Ruud asked what it was, a $3,000 fine or something like that? Murphy said he wasn't sure about that. After the umpire and the player went back and forth for a while, he was also handed an official unsportsmanlike conduct warning. All because he didn't use the toilet? That's ridiculous. So a simple fine for a toilet break violation should have cost him around $3,000. But because he was given a code violation too, it's going to cost him a lot more. Fines that go with an unsportsmanlike conduct violation can cost a player up to $20,000 for each violation, although it shouldn't be that bad for the Norwegian. One fan tweeted that dumb rules like this were the reason the ATP rankings were in a mess. Ruud said that next time, even if he didn't need to use the bathroom, he would just go in to avoid the punishment, and the umpire told him that that was his business. He was just doing his job. We have to admit, that's an absurd rule. The man just needed to change his clothes. Moving on, how did everybody react to this incident? Hilariously, of course. Even the commenters couldn't help but laugh at what was happening. One said that it was ridiculous that he had to fake going to the bathroom. Fans on social media were shocked at the situation, and then the memes came pouring in. And to be fair, this incident was asking for it. One user posted that he was losing more money than he'd get if he won the tournament for not needing to pee at that moment. Another said that you couldn't make this stuff up, and it was embarrassing to watch. Some fans blamed him for not knowing the rule. But why is that a rule? Most fans called it the silliest rule they had ever heard of, and said that it was completely unfair that he was being fined for literally just changing his clothes. And we fully agree that the ATP needs to do something about this rule, or let all the players know. Finally, how did the rest of the match go? Surprisingly well. After all the drama, Ruud won the next 2 sets rather comfortably and qualified for the quarterfinals where he faced Felix Auger-Aliassime. He beat the Canadian in straight sets very smoothly in just an hour. In his semifinal match, he played Hubert Hurkacz. He won the first set, but the Pole managed to take the next 2 and qualified for the final. Hubert said after the game that Casper was playing really incredible tennis, especially at the beginning, and he had to hold on and compete as well as he could. He went on to face Pablo Carreño Busta in the final and lost in 3 sets. It was the Spaniard's first Masters title, and he played a fantastic tournament to claim it. As expected, he was overjoyed after his win. He said he didn't know how to feel after winning his maiden ATP 1000 title. He said, "Please don't wake me up if I'm dreaming," because he was enjoying this a lot. Busta said that it was an amazing feeling and that it was the best title of his career. He talked about how it hadn't been his best season, but he worked hard all week and continued to believe in himself, his team, and his game. We have to admit, it was very heartwarming to see younger players live up to their potential. We're sure Pablo's going to have a wonderful career, and the same goes for Hubert, Felix, and Casper. Tennis is totally in the right hands. And we don't know about you guys, but we're so ready for the next gen to take over. That's all about Casper Ruud getting disciplined for not going to the toilet. Now let's move on to some other related news. First up, Nick Kyrgios comes to Daniil Medvedev's defense. After his loss to the Aussie in the second round of the Canadian Open, Medvedev was exiting the venue when several fans shouted insults at him, including calling him a loser and nasty. Jeez, what's wrong with such people? The Russian turned to confront one of the loud fans while the security surrounded him. He can be seen telling the fan to think before saying anything. We couldn't be prouder of the guy because most players wouldn't be that nice. After the video of the incident went viral on social media, Kyrgios tweeted about it too. He called it disgusting behavior with a sad emoji and said that Daniil was the best we had in the sport and fans needed to show him some respect. It's not often we agree with Nick Kyrgios, but he's totally right about this. Fans like this should stay away from the game if this is how they're going to act towards the #1 ranked player in the world. Moving on, what did Medvedev say about the incident? One of our favorite things about the Russian is that he doesn't back down quietly. When he was asked about the incident ahead of the Western and Southern Open in Cincinnati, the 26-year-old said that he was disappointed after losing the match to Nick, but if somebody was mocking him, he was going to respond. He said that it would be bad to let people shout things at him and keep walking. No, he was going to ask them what their problem was. World #1 revealed that the kid's father also said something to him, but he responded with, "Educate your kid," and that he wasn't going to let people mock him. He also talked about how this was one of the first times something like this was happening in real life, but the insults on social media were out of control. It's sad to see people talk like this to literally the best player in the world. We don't understand why he gets this reaction from the fans when he's been nothing but respectful towards the game, his fellow players, and the audience. And he's completely right. Educate your kids. Lastly, Emma Raducanu talks about her game with Serena Williams. Folks, is that not the matchup of the tournament? And it's literally the first round. And while fans were eagerly waiting for the game, Emma told us about how she was feeling too. The Brit said that it was going to be an exciting match and she was looking forward to it. She opened up about how it was an amazing opportunity to face probably the best tennis player of all time. She revealed that it was also probably the first and last time they ever played. She said that she was really fortunate that their careers crossed over at this stage, and she knew that it was going to be a great experience and one that she was going to remember for the rest of her life. Emma also talked about her most vivid memory of Serena, which was when her coach took her to see the GOAT play at Wimbledon when she was only 7 years old. She said that was the highlight of her year, and that was a really special time in her life. Well, that makes perfect sense considering the American has been playing tennis longer than Emma has been in this world. She literally doesn't know tennis without Serena Williams. So yeah, whatever happens, it's going to be a very special match. We can't wait to see how it goes. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about the fine for Ruud? Do you think this rule should be abolished? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.